So our NFL story for the week. The NFL is considering ejecting players from games who commit dangerous and illegal hits. The NCAA has said it's seen a significantly positive reaction to the players' behaviors after enforcing its targeting rule. And so, do you agree or disagree with this defenseless receiver / dangerous illegal hit rule where players can be ejected? The NCAA said I think it's only ejected 2 or 3 players. So it's not something that happens every game.
Right.
Because some hits are just, it's the nature of the game. It's, it's unavoidable.
Absolutely. I'd say I'm all for it. Obviously, the NFL has had this aura around it for becoming soft recently, but unfortunately, players are still getting injured, still getting hit hard on these hits. And,
the concussions aren't going anywhere.
Right. Yeah. Something needs to be done about it. And you actually noted before the show, talked about a study that you had done. So we can actually hop into that too. With your rugby versus football health study that you did back in the day.
When I was an L-Tri-C student at Lehigh Carbon Community College, I did a study on rugby.
Modern.
Yeah. I'm a Cougar all the way through and through, and I love Cougars as well. So I did a study on rugby versus football, and because I'm a rugby coach, or I was a rugby coach, and I plan to coach rugby again when I move back to Allentown, I conducted a study where I looked at the safety of rugby versus football. And one of the things that I read about, a couple of sports psychologists had read, was that the players are almost like they feel like they're heat-seeking missiles because they feel that their pads and their helmet give them a layer of protection that rugby players just don't feel. And so you separate yourself mentally, your psyche, you separate your body from the pads and the helmets. So you go in recklessly on these hits.
Right.
And that's why rugby experiences much less of an injury and concussion rate than football. In football, at the professional level, players experience a little over 4,000 pounds of pressure per hit. So, imagine that. And that's why we joke around saying it's a series of small car accidents. But it's the truth. 4,000 pounds of pressure is a lot. In rugby, professional rugby players are only experiencing about 1,600 pounds of pressure per square inch, if I'm not mistaken. It's almost like a PSI type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so putting this rule in makes players less reckless and puts them a little bit, it's almost as if you're removing the helmets, in a sense. You are letting the players know that they are not separated from the game.
Right.
And that it is not the pads ringing the pads. And so I'd like to see, and I think we will see less hits on defenseless receivers, even though we had the defenseless receiver rule. Do you remember when James Harrison annihilated Mohamed Massaquoi from the Browns? Do you remember that by chance? Where he stood straight up and he
Right.
Like he was so concussed that his body went rigor mortis.
Froze, right.
Almost like Han Solo in that frozen.
Yeah.
Only a Star Wars nerd would get that.
Kind of as a fan, and it sounds kind of effed up to say, but a fun thing to watch. These dudes getting hit like crazy. But when you really think about it, it's rough on these dudes' bodies, and medical studies are now showing that these hits are causing a lot of problems down the road. And so I like the point that you brought up with rugby, is even with the less padding, it kind of brings you into this sense where I am still a human. I can't just, fly into these dudes full speed.
Let's be clear. NFL is the modern day, these stadiums are the modern day Rome, Coliseum in Rome. These guys don't have swords and shields and lions and whatnot, but we pay to watch people hurt other people. And when it really comes down to it, you put pads and helmets on these guys so that maybe they forget a little bit that they're not human. And when you watch rugby, one of the biggest things is that they keep their head out of play, which is why you see a significantly less rate of CTE amongst rugby players than you do football players, because I was watching a documentary about football in the late 70s and early 80s. And coaches taught players to hit with the head first.
Right.
Because it just wasn't known that it didn't hurt. I'm sorry. From a common sense standpoint, I don't think I need science to know that, like you hit your head, you say ouch.
Right.
On anything. Like, what did you think?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like
you don't want anything rumbling.
And helmets were no more than die-cast plastic and styrofoam.
Right.
So I'm not defending anything. I'm not defending the lack of knowledge back in the day. But what I am saying is that we might see our gladiators become more human. And with this, we could see a decline in the popularity of football because it is the modern day gladiator.
Right. You want to see these guys go 100% at all times. And
I don't personally,
right. Well,
but I know what you mean. But
you're rooting for the health of
people are not getting hammered in the parking lot,
right?
Paying $120 for a nosebleed seat to watch guys touch each other with their hands and push each other to the ground. You know, that's what if you want to go watch that, you might want to go watch basketball.
Yeah. You'd be paying a lot less money.
But I totally agree with the ejection of these dangerous hits because of now what we're seeing. But at the same time, talking about with the NBA thing, resting players, these guys get paid millions and millions of dollars, and now they're getting this guaranteed money more than they ever have before. Some guys are getting up to upwards of 60 to 70% of their contract guaranteed. They didn't even play a day into that new contract.
Right.
Look at Kiko Alonso. Of his 25 mil, 18 of it's guaranteed over 3 years. So he only has to physically play for $7 million. Kiko Alonso's probably, if he doesn't love football, like we've seen some players say that some players don't love the game anymore, like Jordan Cameron said, we might not see Kiko Alonso play that hard. So there is a catch-22, but it is all about human health and safety. And so, like I said, I mean, rugby is a much safer sport because of the fact that you don't have a helmet, and they actually banned the shoulder charge. You can't, and that was probably going back 2 or 3 years ago in rugby, you were not allowed to run into someone with just your shoulder. It's illegal, and you will get penalized, and you'll get sent to the penalty box.
Right.
We do have one of those in rugby, actually. And so, I'd like to see football next year, and if this becomes a thing, if it does at all.
Yeah.
Remember, this is Young and Dominant Sports Talk right here on, I was going to say it again.
Almost going to say WXLV.
Yeah, I mean, WXLV is such a huge part of me. Shout out to Chris Andrews and L-Tri-C. Remember, this is Young and Dominant Sports Talk coming to you live from Facebook Live. Alongside Tyler Young, I am Dominic Barone. We are in the third most important city in the nation. Number one in our hearts, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We're coming to you from Broad and Girard.
Actually,
a serene dream.
Yeah. It's beautiful out here. It really is.
It's a beautiful day out. What do we got?
Yeah, it's been nice. I was actually going to say, I wonder if Chris Andrew watches us at all, because I know I'm friends with him on Facebook. I share the show, so I wonder if he tunes in. I would love to.
He got back kids. I'm sure he's changing diapers or something.
Is he still over at WXLV?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Last time I checked. Yeah. So that's the guy that gave us our start back in 2011, 2012.
Dominic and I went in there 20 years old, I think. And
I was 19, you were 20,
and we were just like, we pitched the show to him like, we have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
Hey, we just want to talk about sports. We don't know anything about a radio board, or we need a lot of your help. And he was like, all right, cool, dudes.
Yeah, let's do it, right?
And here I am, making a career out of it. Right on, Chris Andrew. Remember, so I'm a promoter for a national anthem singer, and his name is Drew Gabriel. He sings the national anthem across the Lehigh Valley. But I got him in to a couple Phantoms games already, in the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks game, and he will be performing the national anthem at a Lehigh Valley Phantoms game on Friday, April 14th. That is a 7 p.m. game start. Tickets are $17 in section 203. Rows 8 and 9. I also have ADA seating available to you if you need it. Contact me via Facebook or my cell phone number, which I will not put on here because that's dangerous.
Yeah, especially.
So
for
if you
guy
want to go to
like
a
you.
fans game, support a good cause, support a good family man. He's got 2 kids and a fiance, so he's a good guy. Give me a call, throw me a text, or shoot. Excuse me. Oh man, that hasn't happened in a while. And shoot me an email or Facebook message if you would like a ticket.